and salutations, basketball fans. Back for another one. It's Raptors today. Akil, Sherm, Hamilton, Paul Jones with the Chicago Bulls squarely behind the Toronto Raptors. One more final preseason matchup against Jordan Poole and the Washington Wizards. Let's talk about what we saw, though, moving forward to this game coming out of Chicago. During the offseason, a lot of people talked about what path the Toronto Raptors is going to take. And they said there are two different timelines. There's the Pascal Siakam timeline, and then there's the Scottie Barnes timeline. But if you look at the last game, two leading scorers, both with 22 points each, playing well off each other. Scottie Barnes and Pascal seem to be developing some kind of chemistry. Sherm, I'll start with you. What are the odds that this duo finds their way into playing off each other well this season?
Very high. They're going to have to. I mean, both of them are going to be handling the ball a lot. They're both going to be decision makers. And you think about the size that they have and the versatilities with. I mean, both of them can pass it. Both of them can shoot the ball. They can both handle the ball, attack off the dribble, and get all the way to the paint. Scottie's going to start to draw the second defender now as teams scout more. They're going to throw a second defender at him. He's going to have to be a much more aware facilitator and find teammates. And imagine a kick out to Pascal with defenses running at him. His quickness, his ability to break people down off the dribble, his shooting ability. So I think they present a real issue because of how many weapons they have at their disposal, and both of them are willing passers as well.
Look at the bottom line there. 16 for 25, 64% between the two of them, 50% from three. And a lot of the shots that Pascal got last year where he had to work for them at times.
Massage the ball.
He is going to get those same shots in better situations this year with the defense moving, the ball moving, the way the player movement and the cutting is working. And, you know, you started with saying, well, there was this timeline and this timeline. With the way the system is set up, those timelines will mesh very, very nicely. They will go together. I mean, Sherm talked about Scottie. Like, people thought, okay, well, Fred's gone. Who's going to handle the ball? Well, it's natural. You put it in the hands of Scottie. Put it in the hands of a bigger, still very skilled ball handler who, by the way, and we haven't seen a lot of this in the preseason because he's been playing on the perimeter, but he will walk you into the lane and score when he feels like it. Yep. Or he will cause a double team and attract a double team from the low post, from the mid post, from those areas too. We haven't seen that yet, and I don't think that's something that's lost on Darko Rajakovic and the coaching staff.
It's just a new initiation point for the offense. Right. It doesn't have to be from the top of the key.
They will go to that when they see the potential for him to score down there easily, or, you know, invert the offense and get other guys, you know, a Grady Dick, Pascal, a Gary Trent, other guys maybe kick out shots from double teams down there.
All right, so when we talk about the young guy, Scottie Barnes, you often talk about his ability, especially this offseason, to play offense, to play point. But we saw 4 blocks in that game against Chicago. His defense, Jonsey, talk to me about how he can be a game changer on the other side of the ball, especially knowing that this Toronto Raptors team traditionally spent a lot of time on defense at camp, and now it's kind of flipped, and offense is kind of being the more prevalent thing. So it's more based on your natural skills on defense if you're not spending as much time in camp working on those things.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pride thing too, defense. And you know, you tweak your system so everybody knows where they're supposed to be as a help defender, or, you know, what the rotation is, or what the stunt is, depending on what the system says. And a guy like Scottie, you know, the great John Wooden always said, there's no reason why you can be really great on offense and not be good on defense. Like, it's just a pride and an effort thing. It's something that doesn't take, I mean, it takes positioning, but it doesn't take a finely tuned skill. It's a measure of effort. Like rebounding, defense is a measure of effort.
And length and jumping ability and all those things lend well to it.
And you put them together, and you can be really good at it consistently if you choose to be.
Yeah, and I think the best time to really initiate defense for a young player is when they're young. When they get older and they're scoring all the time, there's a decision to make about the expenditure of energy.
A business decision.
100%. Yes. And a contractual decision, financial decision. Yeah. And I think with Scottie, what you have now is a young player who has the energy, and he talked about it. He came into training camp on a different level from a conditioning standpoint. Yep. He's put the time in to understand that while he's young, if he has a higher level of conditioning, well, fourth quarter, he's going to be fresher than other people. his decisions will be better, and defensively he can stay more engaged. So I just think that Scottie's ability to impact the game on defense can be at a very high level. And if he commits on that side of the ball as well, we're seeing the makings of one of the potential best two-way players in the league at some point.
It's interesting because I'd like to see Scottie develop into that guy defensively with that same attitude as like a Kobe or a Michael or a Giannis or one of those guys that when there's a guy going off on the other team, it's like, I got him. He's mine now. Let me. Nice try. I got him. Let me
Team
see what
USA Kobe.
That's the guy I want. That's what I want. Just have that kind of pride to say, no, this guy is not going to take us down. I want a shot at him.